loves, it's your girl Tosha Renee back with another video, and today this is going to be Ancestry Part 3. So if you have not watched Part 1 and 2, I'll put a link up top for you to go ahead and watch those vids so you can catch up so you won't be lost. So I do have notes. I'm going to go over everything that I experienced. So I believe in the last video I was stating on how I shipped off my test. Last video I was going over when I shipped off my test for Ancestry DNA. So after I got the results back from that probably like a week later, what I failed to do is open it on camera. So I got excited when I received a message from a distant cousin letting me know like, hey cousin, like I found you. And it's like, we're trying to figure out where we connect at. But he was the first person that wrote me on there. Now, when he wrote me on there, that's what made me open it to see. So when I opened it, I went in and looked through. So how it's set up is first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, fourth cousin, and then it goes to distance. So the person who wrote me was a distant cousin. So the whole point of me doing this ancestry is to find my dad or if I have any other siblings. So I looked under the first, and this is how I know it's real. I know it's real because my aunt did, on my mom's side, my aunt did this test to find out her region, like on where, like her background, and that she was number one on the list. Like we had the highest, like percentage matched. So I know this is real because it wouldn't connect me to her if we didn't have any match. So later on that day, I went in and I found 3 cousins. I tried to stick with the second and third cousin. And after me finding them, I picked 3. It was more than 3. It was like over 100 people on that list. But I only chose 3 that had first, last name, and picture. So therefore I can go to Facebook and try to match name and picture. So I wrote all 3 of them on Facebook. I pretty much just stated like, hey, like I'm your cousin. I matched on Ancestry DNA and I'm trying to find my dad and I wanted to see if you can help. So the last person I wrote, she responded back in like 10 minutes and she had open arms. She's like, well, hey cousin, like I did do the DNA test for Ancestry and I'm ready to find out more about you. Like, where are you located? Going over where I'm located. She's located in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's cool to find out that you have family from other parts of the state that you didn't know. I didn't know I had family in Atlanta. Well, I do have a cousin that's in Atlanta, but she was originally from here, or from Ohio. So finding out about her, I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can do some digging. So she does some research for me. So probably like, I want to say that was a Wednesday when I got the results back. Wednesday morning, probably like 12 in the morning on Wednesday. And she provided me a name. Now, I did tell her the name that my grandma always used to give me when I was younger, but the last name was not correct. I'm not gonna reveal any names in this video, but she did provide me with a name. And I was like, that's the first name is the same name that my grandmother told me. And so after I had the name, I ran with it. So I did research. I looked up and I searched, and I came across a hit. So when I say I came across a hit, I had first, middle, and last name. And I also had a date of birth. So that's what I used to search off of the information that I obtained from my cousin that's in Atlanta. So after I found an address, me and my little sister and my cousin had went to that address. And I'll put in a clip here to let you guys know, because I started recording it. So I'll put in a clip that I do have from that day. Y'all, so I'm about to go try to attempt to see if I can find my dad. So we will go see. Okay, so after that, I didn't record anymore after it because it was like, I went to go knock on the door, come to find out the apartment was abandoned because we knocked on a different neighbor's door and asked about who stayed in that apartment. And the person that used to stay in that apartment had passed away, and he was not my dad, like different race and everything. So it's like, okay, well, it's a roadblock. So I didn't record anymore because at that point I was feeling stuck again. Reminder, I've been looking for my dad for probably I kind of gave up like 5 years ago, but prior to that, I was looking for him for a while, off of the name that my grandmother gave me. So I didn't make it far because the last name was not correct. So at this point, I just felt like I ran into another roadblock, and I didn't want to. I was kind of just about to give up, like, hey, maybe it's not meant to be done. Like, it's not meant to be found. He's not meant to be found. So that night I did come home and I did a little bit more digging. And when I did a little bit more digging, I found another address. So with this other address that I found, I'm like, okay, well, I asked my other cousin that's in Ohio with me to go with me, like, because I didn't want to go by myself. And so me and her, she comes to my house and I drive my car to the address that I found online, and I knock on the door. Remind you, this address is literally 12 to 13 minutes away from my house. So it's not far at all, you know, like, it's not far. So it's not far. So, okay, so from there, we knock on the door, and I ask for the name. Does such and such stay here? And him and his wife comes out, and she's like, well, that's my husband. What's going on? So at this point, since I know that this is the person that I've been looking for, that it's a possibility my dad, because I'm connected to you through the cousin that I've met in Atlanta. So since I'm connected to you, we're related. Whether you're my uncle, my father, cousin, we're related. So I want to know how we're related. And so we agreed on doing a DNA test. That was on a Sunday. I went there around like 11 in the morning. So I got the results on Wednesday, and I went there on that address on a Sunday. The first address I went to, I went on a Saturday. So Saturday was a fail. Sunday, I found him. Or the person I was looking for the name that was given to me. So after I went there, we exchanged numbers, and we were like, we need to do a DNA test, and we need to do more research on how to go about a DNA test, because I've never taken a DNA test before. The only DNA test I've taken was off of Ancestry.com, like AncestryDNA.com. That's the only DNA test I've ever done in my life. So as I'm doing research, so what was that? That was Sunday. I go home about my day, and Monday I start doing research. So after doing research, I found a DNA that they sell DNA kits at, what was that? Walgreens. So I went to Walgreens and I got a DNA test. Now, and I'll put a picture of the DNA test in here. So that's the DNA test that I used. It was about $28 at Walgreens. They had them cheaper online at Walmart, but I wanted it that day. So I got it that day. We made arrangements for him and his wife to come to my house on that Wednesday. And once we did the DNA test and shipped it off, it does state that it takes 1 to 2 business days for processing, which is totally fine. Like, you know? We're gonna have to wait. At this point, I'm feeling a whole bunch of emotions. It's not just like my cousin, the second time I went, she's like, that's your dad. Like, you look just like him. That's your dad. My little sister, when she seen when I did the DNA test, because she was here when they came here for me to do the DNA test, she's like, that's your dad. You look just like him. So like, at this point, I feel like everyone's saying I look like him. I'm starting to see like that I look like him. And it's just like, yo, I'm ready to know if you're my dad. So from there, I put in we did the DNA test, sent it off on a Wednesday. They received it on a Friday, or on a Monday, I'm sorry. So I sent it out on Wednesday. The DNA center received it on a Monday, and they told me that they would have results by, I want to say that Wednesday, no later than 6 p.m. So since I created the account for the DNA testing, then I signed up for alerts. So I know when it's received. I know when the process has started. I know the estimate time of completion for the test. And then I will also have access to go in to see the results. So when I seen that the results will be coming in on Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, I'm not opening results until I get, this time I'm opening results on camera. Like, I'm not gonna open this privately because this is a journey that I've been following for a little while. Like, it's been about a month since I first did the Ancestry DNA, and I wanna go as far as I possibly can. As of right now, I'm currently waiting for the results. And once I do get them, then I will go over it with you guys. Now, again, the results come on Wednesday by 6 p.m. So today is Monday. And once I do get the results, then I would record it and show you guys. Again, this is part 3 of the Ancestry DNA, will I find my father or will I find my dad episode, because it is multiple episodes. Like, there's going to be another episode with the results, and then if there's future episodes with me actually being with my dad, or if I have siblings or anything of that nature, I will put that in here because I feel like it's a life journey. I feel like it's life changing. I'm 30 and I'm on a hunt for my dad. So I will be bringing you guys along with the journey if you're interested. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know if you're interested in this information, because I have families like, well, I'm gonna see how yours go before I do mine. And it's like, why wait? You know, like, if I would have known about this a long time ago, like, I'm talking, if I'd known about this 5-6 years ago, I would have done it. I wouldn't have held off. But thank you for watching again. It's your girl, Tosha Renee, and I will see y'all later, loves. Bye.